600 is the natural number following 599 and preceding 601. Mathematical properties. 600 is a composite number, an abundant number, a pronic number and a Harshad number. In other fields, in the United States, a credit score of 600 or below is considered a poor score, thus limiting available credit. 600 is the advertised number of miles that NASCAR runs in the Coca-Cola 600, the longest race on any of the NASCAR circuits. Fiat 600. In Latin, sessanti often denoted a very large but indefinite number, perhaps from the size of a Roman cohort. Integers from 601 to 699. 601 prime number, centered pentagonal number 602 equals 2 times 7 times 43, non-totient, area code for Phoenix, AZ along with 480 and 623,603 equals 32 times 67. Harshad number, area code for New Hampshire 604 equals 22 times 151, non-totient, totient sum for first 44 integers. Area code for southwestern British Columbia 605 equals 5 times 112. Harshad number 606 equals 2 times 3 times 101. Sphenic number. Sum of 6 consecutive primes 607 prime number, sum of 3 consecutive primes, Merton's function E equals 0, balanced prime. Strictly non-palindromic number 680 equals 25 times 19, Merton's function E equals 0, non-totient. Happy number 609 equals 3 times 7 times 29, sphenic number 610 equals 2 times 5 times 61. Sphenic number, non-totient, Fibonacci number, Markov number. Also a kind of telephone wall socket used in Australia. China's 6 to 10 office is an extra-constitutional Gestapo-like organization established to persecute practitioners of Falun Gong. 611 equals 13 times 47,612 equals 22 times 32 times 17. Harshad number, area code for Minneapolis, Minnesota 613 equals primes. Prime number, first number of prime triple, middle number of sexy prime triple. Geometrical numbers. Centered square number with 18 per side, circular number of 21 with a square grid and 27 using a triangular grid. Also 17 gonal. Hypotenuse of a right triangle with integral sides, these being 35 and 612. Partitioning. 613 partitions of 47 into non-factor primes, 613 non-squashing partitions into distinct parts of the number 54. Squares. Sum of squares of 2 consecutive integers, 17 and 18. Additional properties. A lucky number. In Judaism, the number 613 is very significant, as its metaphysics, the Kabbalah, views every complete entity as divisible into 613 parts. 613 parts of every sephirah, 613 mitzvot, or divine commandments in the Torah, 613 parts of the human body. The number 613 hangs from the rafters at Madison Square Garden in honor of legendary New York Knicks coach Red Holzman's 613 victories. 614 equals 2 times 307, non-totient according to Rabbi Emil Fackenheim. The number of commandments in Judaism should be 614 rather than the traditional 613. 615 equals 3 times 5 times 41. Sphenic number 616 equals 23 times 7 times 11. Padovan number, an alternative value for the number of the beast. 617 prime number, sum of 5 consecutive primes, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary parts. 618 equals 2 times 3 times 103, sphenic number. Running gag in the Disney Channel series Gravity Falls, meaning June 18th, Alex Hirsch's birth date. 619 prime number, strobogrammatic prime, alternating factorial area code 617, a telephone area code covering the metropolitan Boston area. 620 equals 22 times 5 times 31. Sum of 4 consecutive primes. Sum of 8 consecutive primes. 621 equals 33 times 23. Harshad number 622 equals 2 times 311. Non-totient. It is also the standard diameter of modern road bicycle wheels. 623 equals 7 times 89,624 equals 24 times 3 times 13. Sum of a twin prime. Harshad number. Zuckerman number 625 equals 54 equals 252. Sum of 7 consecutive primes. Centered octagonal number. 1 automorphic number. Friedman number since 625 equals 56 minus 2626 equals 2 times 313. Non-totient. 627 equals 3 times 11 times 19. Sphenic number. Number of integer partitions of 20. Smith number 628 equals 22 times 157. Non-totient. Totient sum for first 45 integers. 629 equals 17 times 37. Highly cototient number. Harshad number 630 630 equals 2 times 32 times 5 times 7. Sum of 6 consecutive primes. Triangular number. Hexagonal number. Sparsely totient number. Harshad number 631 prime number. Centered triangular number. Centered hexagonal number. Chen prime. The number of seats in Bundestag. 632 equals 23 times 79,633 equals 3 times 211. Sum of 3 consecutive primes. Also, in the title of the movie 633 Squadron. 634 equals 2 times 317. Non-totient. Smith number 635 equals 5 times 127. Sum of 9 consecutive primes. Merton's function equals 0. Project 635. The Irtysh River Diversion Project in China involving a dam and a canal. 636 equals 22 times 3 times 53. Sum of 10 consecutive primes. Smith number. Merton's function equals 0. 637 equals 72 times 13. Merton's function equals 0. Decagonal number 638 equals 2 times 11 times 29. Sphenic number. Sum of 4 consecutive primes. Non-totient. Centered. Heptagonal number 639 equals 32 times 71. Sum of the first 20 primes. Also ISO 639 is the ISO's standard for codes for the representation of languages. 640's 640 equals 27 times 5. Harshad number. Number of acres in a square mile. 641 prime number. Sophie Germain prime. Factor of 4,294,967,297. Chen prime. Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. Proth prime 642 equals 2 times 3 times 107. Sphenic number 643 prime number. Largest prime factor of 1 2 3 4 5 6. 644 equals 22 times 7 times 23. Non-totient. Perron number. Harshad number. Komnenou mask. 645 equals 3 times 5 times 43. Sphenic number. Smith number. Fermat pseudo-prime to base 2. Harshad number 646 equals 2 times 17 times 19. Sphenic number. Also ISO 646 is the ISO's standard for international 7-bit variants of ASCII 647 prime number, sum of 5 consecutive primes, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part 648 equals 23 times 34, Harshad number 649 equals 11 times 59. Number of total Pokemon species as of Pokemon Black and White 650s 650 equals 2 times 52 times 13. Primitive abundant number, square pyramidal number. Pronic number, non-totient, totient sum for first 46 integers. The number of seats in the House of Commons of the United Kingdom 651 equals 3 times 7 times 31. Sphenic number, pentagonal number, non-agonal number 652 equals 22 times 163,653. Prime number, Sophie-Germain prime, balanced prime, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary parts 654 equals 2 times 3 times 109. Sphenic number, non-totient, Smith number 655 equals 5 times 131,656 equals 24 times 41. In Judaism, 656 is the number of times that Jerusalem is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament. 657 equals 32 times 73, probably the largest number not of the form A2 plus S with SA semi-prime. 658 equals 2 times 7 times 47, Sphenic number 659 prime number. Sophie-Germain prime, sum of 7 consecutive primes, Chen prime, Merton's function sets new low of -10 which stands until 661. Highly cototient number, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part, strictly non-palindromic number 660s 660 equals 22 times 3 times 5 times 11. Sum of 4 consecutive primes, sum of 6 consecutive primes, sum of 8 consecutive primes, sparsely totient number, Harshad number 661 prime number, sum of 3 consecutive primes, Merton's function sets new low of -11 which stands until 665. Star number 662 equals 2 times 331. Non-totient, member of Mian Chowla sequence 663 equals 3 times 13 times 17. Sphenic number, Smith number 664 equals 23 times 83. Country calling code for Montserrat 664,665 equals 5 times 7 times 19. Sphenic number, Merton's function sets new low of -12 which stands until 1105,666. C 666,667 equals 23 times 29,668 equals 22 times 167. Non-totient 669 equals 3 times 223 670s. 670 equals 2 times 5 times 67. Sphenic number, octahedral number. Non-totient 671 equals 11 times 61. This number is the magic constant of n times n normal magic square and n queen's problem for n equals 11. 672 equals 25 times 3 times 7. Harmonic divisor number, Zuckerman number, 673 prime number, Proth prime 674 equals 2 times 337. Non-totient 675 equals 33 times 52,676 equals 22 times 132 equals 262,677. Prime number, Chen prime, Eisenstein prime with no imaginary parts 678 equals 2 times 3 times 113. Sphenic number, Non-totient 679 equals 7 times 97. Sum of 3 consecutive primes. Sum of 9 consecutive primes. 680 680 equals 23 times 5 times 17. Tetrahedral number. Non-totient 681 equals 3 times 227. Centered pentagonal number 682 equals 2 times 11 times 31. Sphenic number. Sum of 4 consecutive primes. Sum of 10 consecutive primes. 683 prime number. Sophie-Germain prime. Sum of 5 consecutive primes. Chen prime. Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part. Wagstaff prime. 684 equals 22 times 32 times 19. Harshad number 685 equals 5 times 137. Centered square number 686 equals 2 times 73. Non-totient. The code for international direct dial phone calls to Kiribati. 686 is name of company for snowboarding apparel. I-686 is another name for Intel P6 microarchitecture. 687 equals 3 times 229,688 equals 24 times 43. Friedman number since 688 equals 8 times 86,689 equals 13 times 53. Sum of 3 consecutive primes. Sum of 7 consecutive primes. 690 690 equals 2 times 3 times 5 times 23. Sum of 6 consecutive primes. Sparsely totient number. Smith number. Harshad number. ISO 690 is the ISO's standard for bibliographic references. 691 prime number. Numerator of the Bernoulli number B12 equals minus 691 2730ths. Ramanujan's tau function tau and the divisor function sigma 11 are related by the remarkable congruence tau sigma 11. In number theory, 691 is of marker. Whenever it appears in a computation, one can be sure that Bernoulli numbers are involved. 692 equals 22 times 173,693 equals 32 times 7 times 11, the number of the non-existing Alabama state constitution amendment. The number of sections in Ludwig Wittgenstein's Philosophical Investigations. 694 equals 2 times 347, centered triangular number. Non-totient 695 equals 5 times 139, the number of people dead in the single deadliest tornado in United States history. 696 equals 23 times 3 times 29, sum of 8 consecutive primes. Totient sum for first 47 integers. 697 equals 17 times 41,698 equals 2 times 349. Non-totient 699 equals 3 times 233 in other fields. 631. 650.